What's up guys, Justin Greenwald here. Welcome to 65 Drums. Today I'm going to talk about something I call the true test of a drummer. How you can tell whether a drummer is actually really good or if he's just not quite there yet. But I believe the best, truest test of how good a drummer is when they play live. You'll have these guys that will make really cool YouTube videos where they'll be doing drum covers or solos, and they'll be absolutely nuts. And when you actually play with them in real life, they suck. And it's like, how in the world can they be so good in their basement recording these videos, but when you actually play with them live, they just end up not being very good at all? I was that guy for a while. I was getting pretty good when I was just playing by myself to my headphones. I was playing an hour a day, 5 days a week. I was getting progressively better pretty fast. And I had a couple of different drum teachers over the years, but I didn't really know how to work well with other musicians because, I don't know, I always seem to have this weakness of overreaching with my beats. I'd be doing something a little bit too complicated. The band would get lost, and then I'd be lost. So that's one of the ways that you can actually become better at playing live. And I'm actually just going to give a couple of different tips that I use when playing live so you don't become that guy who looks all cool with drum covers and you actually play with them and they turn out to be awful. My first tip for playing live is don't play at 100% complexity. Like, pull back, play at like 75% complexity. Because at 100%, you're playing drum beats that you just invented last week and you're not actually good at yet. Also, when you play overly complex stuff, sometimes your bandmates will get lost trying to follow you. I've done this before. I've both confused everybody and played off tempo because I wasn't quite good enough to execute the cool drum fill that I was trying to do. So don't play at 100% when you're playing live, especially for the first few times. And I still don't play all out when I'm playing live. The basement, like the practice room, that's when you try those fills that you're only going to hit half the time, because you need to get that consistency level up to, 80-90% of the time, so you can try to consistently nail that cool drum beat or nail that cool drum fill. We all think we're rock stars until we just point a camera at ourselves and start recording. Literally, just point a camera at yourself and just start messing around on the drum kit. All those videos I put out when I do these electronic drum videos where I'm playing and you see like the overhead shot, you know how much footage I cut out when I'm recording those videos? There's tons of mistakes and mess ups and parts where I only executed the drum fill kind of sort of well. You don't see all of the mistakes I do. I cut them all out. And that's fine because I'm here alone in my basement. When I'm playing live, I can't do all of those cool drum beats and drum fills that I make videos of because I can't execute them 100% of the time. And just remember that when you're playing live, don't play at 100%, hold back a little bit with the complexity. That way everyone can still follow you, you're still playing interesting stuff, and you can nail it 99% of the time. My next tip for playing live is turn the monitor up. You can't play very well if you can't hear what you're doing. Like, I remember once I was playing at a church and I think the monitor died or something near me, so I had to listen to a monitor that someone else had, and it was bouncing off the wall and then hitting me. So it was really weird. I was almost playing to an echo, and it's really hard to play tight with the band when you don't have a monitor turned up loud enough. However, if you have the golden opportunity of having your own monitor mix, like you have a pair of in-ears or headphones and you can adjust how much of the bass and the guitar and everything that you hear, here's what I like to do. I only need to hear 3 things. I only need to hear the bass player, the guitar player, the lead player. Sometimes it's the guitar player, sometimes it's the keyboard player, depending on who it is, and the lead singer. You don't need to listen to that random guitar player that's strumming along with everybody. He's probably not even playing on time. All you need to worry about is the leader. I actually based a lot of my drumming off of the strumming patterns of my dad, because he was the worship leader of our band. And he was a really good musician, and that helped as well. But that's all I need to hear. I like to turn down a lot of the other people in the mix because, you know, you'll always have that one backup singer that's singing slightly weird and it distracts you. All I need to hear is the leader and the bass. My third tip for playing live is warm up before you go on stage. This seems like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised on how many drummers don't warm up before going on stage, especially if you're playing at a church. You know what? At 10 a.m., no one is ready to rock. Like, everyone's tired. They didn't wake up that many hours ago. You know, no blood is going through your arms right now. You need to warm up your hands. So what I like to do is I just practice paradiddles and doubles and triplets for like 5 minutes if I can. Or just mess around with your kit for 10 minutes before you go to the venue. You need to warm up your hands because you don't want to be 100% on song 3. You want to be 100% on song 1. You want to be ready and playing accurately and being able to play with the complexity that you like to play. But in order to do that, you need to warm up your hands. It's really, really simple, but no one seems to notice. The fourth tip I have for playing live is to take it easy on yourself because nerves and nervousness is a real thing. I still get nervous when I play live. Doesn't matter the size of the crowd, I still get nervous. You know what? Some people are more susceptible to getting that stage fright, and some people, they seem to have nerves of steel. But the only way to really get rid of nerves and being nervous is just to play on stage as many times as you can. You know, there's always going to be an opportunity, especially if you play again. I know I'm mentioning church a lot, but there's a lot of opportunities for drummers at churches. If a drummer drops out on a Sunday that you weren't supposed to play and they give you an open slot, go for it. The more times you play on stage, the more and more you'll be comfortable on stage until eventually it won't really even bother you much at all. If you ever have an opportunity to play on stage live, take it, because the more opportunities you take on, the more you beat back fear and the less you'll have to worry about being nervous. Because remember, when you become nervous when you're playing drums, you get all tense. And what's the best thing to do when you're a drummer? Loosen up, you know, just relax, have a good time. That's when you do some of your best stuff. But when you're all tense, that's when mistakes happen. That's when you lose sticks. So the best way to combat nerves is to not think too hard about it and just play live as many times as you can. Again, you won't be the greatest when you first play the first handful of times, but you will get progressively better at playing live the more that you do it. And that's when you'll develop rapport with other musicians. That's when you'll learn how to play off the bass player. That's when you'll learn all those things that you can't learn from playing in your basement. I don't care how many times you play drum covers of things. You're not going to develop that give and take with other musicians by playing by yourself in your bedroom or in your basement. So you got to play with other musicians as much as you can in order to become better at playing in a live environment. The more hours you put in practice at home, the better you will be able to play live. But again, playing live is a bit of a different animal, so you just got to throw yourself at it and play live as many times as you can, and you'll get better slowly, little by little, the more you play. Thank you so much for watching. I make 2 or 3 new videos every single week. My schedule is Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday right now. Subscribe to keep on top of those new videos, and I'll see you guys in a few.